Hi everyone, it's me Elna from elnakane.com as a freelance writer. Now, hopefully I am on the right page for this Facebook Live. Very impromptu for sure. I hope you're here. I'm going to tell you the best ways or my top ways of finding a freelance writing job for 2019. All right, so I know there's a lot of new people that are interested in freelance writing and how you can find those jobs this year, right? You might be struggling and you have no idea. You've been pitching everywhere and you're like, I don't know. I can't find a job and this is crazy. Da, 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 da. Right. So I'm just going to go through my top ways and then give you some tips. If you have any questions, please post them. I'm only here right before I have my lunch. Hopefully you're here. You have a break and you can watch this. Just say hi that you're here. I'm going to quickly see that I'm in the right page because I recently did a live essay and I was on the wrong page. So that was so fun. Okay, everyone. So my best ways for finding freelance writing jobs. Now, when I first started as a freelance writer, I heavily relied on job boards. And I still firmly believe that that's one of the easiest ways you can land a gig as a brand new writer. Now, I do know over the years, freelance writing job requirements have changed. A lot of those job ads want an established freelance writer, an established blogger, an established writer, someone that's credible in their niche. There are a little bit of requirements, but what I am going to share with you is that I don't want you to really worry about that. I want you to still pitch to those types of jobs and do your best at telling your story and why you feel you're the best writer. Just because you're new, they don't know that, and you don't have to divulge that information. If you have a good presence online, then no one will know that you just started a month ago. You understand what I'm saying? If you have that optimized website, you have those social media profiles, you have those samples, you are ahead of 90% of people, and it will look online that you've been doing this for at least 6 months, right? So don't let that sway you from pitching to those job ads on job boards. Hey, oh, hi. Sorry, I don't know if I can say your name. Beige, Ali, Elsie. Hi. I'm glad you're here and you're making it. Yeah, so let's go through these top ways. So freelance writing job board. So let's go and find one and let's just dissect some of these. So, ProBlogger is a free place to find jobs. I like this job board and I'll show you one more. So what's neat with ProBlogger is that you can niche down your requirements so that you don't have to take hours going through the pages after pages of these jobs. Hey, all right, so this person says, I want to get into business blogging or writing for brands. Listening very keenly. You're my rock in this business. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. So I'm a B2B writer. So I write for clients in the business to business industry. So a lot of the writing on that I have for clients, my audience are other business owners or other marketers. So yes, that is business writing. I write for small businesses as well in the B2C niche. I don't do that very often, but when I first started as a freelance writer, I took a lot of B2C clients. So promoting a product of that client to their customers. I did a lot of marketing that way. And I slowly went into the B2B realm. And so that's where I'm staying right now. But you know what? ProBlogger has both B2C and B2B jobs here. So you can put down here, so let's say you are a pet writer, put pet and see what comes up. All right. So opportunities for pet writers. It's freelance and it's at Red Cat Media. Now this was published in January, but you know what? I say don't spend a lot of time on these old jobs, but do a quick email and say, you know what? I saw your ad. Have you found your writer yet? Let me tell you a bit about my, me as a pet writer. I've written on such and such. Here's my website to check me out. I have some great article ideas that would do well on your site, things like that, right, in your pitch. So you would go and you would see, well, what can I, what could I pitch to? Um, so if you have pet, and then you would find there's not many here with pet. Here's a family pet. This was earlier. This is in February. So I would go here and I would look. So they want a writer that is varied on many different topics. So for me, this makes me think that this is a marketer that is hired for many other blogs, and they want a lot of content for these blogs. This could be a low paying gig because of that. I haven't read through this. I'm just seeing what they want. They want a versatile writer, and that doesn't necessarily mean a high paying writer. All right. So they're a publishing company. All right. And they do operate several sites. So that's exactly what I gathered. They do have specific requirements for their writing. They do list style posts, information in shorter form. Okay, so they do long form posts, and it does say that they do pay up to $400. Now, when job ads state these prices, I wouldn't necessarily believe them. But at the same time, it's not something, it could help you narrow down your focus and say, you know what? Maybe this job would do well on my portfolio. I'm going to pitch them and see what comes of that. You know, their requirement for 400 words might mean writing, 3,000 to 4,000 words. So that's $100 per 1,000 words. And if that's a good rate for you, then go for it. You might in your pitch say that you only write long form content, because they might just hire a lot of writers for the shorter posts, right? So something like this I would look at and be like, well, it's a potential. They don't tell me their company. I can't research them. I can't find them on social media. So again, that's a bit of a red flag for me. I want to know who they are, but this is where they want you to apply online. So I would go through that process. But again, I wouldn't spend so much time on this. I would read it quickly, assess it quickly, and then pitch to it. Okay? That's what I would do. Hey, I'm glad you guys are here. Awesome. So that's one freelance writing job board. And then the other one is freelancewriting.com. I like freelancewriting.com because freelance writing has curates a lot of different types of job boards. So you can go to this one place and then check out a number of job boards. So here are their sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources here, which is awesome. And many of these sources are great freelance writing jobs on its own. So that's perfect. You can just go to this one place and then find everything. Again, you can filter. So if I type in pet, I'm going to go and find out what jobs are hiring or having submissions or whatnot based on these sources. There might only be submissions, right? So wide open pets contributor. This was added a long time ago. So again, I'm not going to pitching to someone that's quite old. I wonder if you can even filter for even new, latest. I don't know. Here. It says newest. Interesting. But anyways, so I would go and quickly check and then look at the date, of course, because now they're just giving me any pet, whatever, on their job. So maybe this filter may not even be the best type. That was a year ago. Like, I don't even have anything. Here we go. And this is Red Cat Media that we saw on ProBlogger. So again, this is the same job ad that was on the other site. All right, so you can take I could even do like a search function and do 2019, and then that will make it a bit easier. But now it looks like I'm doing just, here. Okay, cat foster adoption advocate. So here's one that's pet related. So yeah, it's slim. If you're a pet writer, jobs, you're not going to find your whole, you're not going to make money and a living just applying to job ads. So job boards is only one part of one of the best types of ways you can find a freelance writing job. So, depending on your niche, if you're highly niche for pet, you're going to have other strategies. For me, I did well because I did a lot of like marketing and blogging type of gigs. And there's a lot of those on here. WordPress types, things like that. It's very popular. So, depending on your niche, you might be highly successful. Let's just see what's out there right now. Let's see. So here, like tech, business, finance, again, those are niches that you will find a lot on freelance writing job boards. And that's another strategy. When I was brand new, I did try to take on any job that was interesting to me. I landed a job writing about the automotive industry. That is not something I'm interested in, but I knew I could do that. So I pitched to it. So be open to pitching to any type of niche that you feel comfortable writing about and that you can find the answers to. And you can do that easily if you have Google as your best friend and you can search everything on Google. All right, so freelance writing jobs and pro bloggers are the best types of job boards. There are others out there, and I do have a blog post on that. So if we go to this one here, the best freelance writing job boards, this post is a great post if you're a brand new writer and you want to know what are the best job boards. Take a look at this blog post. I'll put it in the comments here. And it has a whole bunch of free and paid as well, but most of them are free. So when I do mention pro blogger in this one, I'm probably freelance writing. So take a look at that one for sure. So hi everyone. I'm glad you're here with me right before lunch. So I'm going to try and make this a little bit fast because I'm getting hungry. And if you have any questions, just pop them in. So freelance writing job boards are my number one way if you're a brand new writer. My next way of finding freelance writing jobs is using your presence online. So what that looks like is you want to start being everywhere online. And that might mean having a writer website in the beginning. So having that writer website is important as a new writer. Again, it shows that you're not new if you can get this up and running quickly. It shows your credibility. So it has a portfolio section of some samples, and that could just be blog posts that you have. My portfolio, is 4 years old. So I have a lot of samples here. But when I first started, I only had 3 samples, and those were ones I wrote. They weren't published anywhere. So you can get started that way. That's fine. So having that website is important so that you don't look like you're brand new. And I do have a course on that if you need help. So I can pop that in as well. I just have to find it. Maybe it's in this post. Let me just go grab it real quick. All right. So I hear some, oh, hold on. I found it. Here it is. All right. So this is a very budget-friendly course if you want to take on how, and I walk you through step by step on how to create a beautiful writer website like this. So, all right. So I have a question, or someone has a comment here. I apply a lot to ProBlogger. Okay. The other day I thought I'd try Upwork, and I did. Then I landed on a scammer. Never went back there. Exactly. As you can tell, I never even mentioned Upwork. So don't go there, please. Please, if you're a new writer, don't go to Upwork. I don't believe in that place, a freelance marketplace, to grow your business. What I'm showing you are different avenues so that you are creating your own platform. And this is the beginning of it. This is your writer website. So this is the beginning of your writer platform instead of using someone else's platform like Upwork. Okay. Do you understand that? So, job boards and then having your own website is important. And then, you know what? You can find gigs if you start guest posting. All right. I landed a lot of freelance writing jobs with guest posting. So, one of the first, I think was Tweak Your Biz. Let me just find that if I can find it here. Yeah. So Tweak Your Biz is in my, they don't have an author page. Sorry. Let me see if this is one. So when I first started freelance writing and I wanted to connect with other businesses in the niche that I wanted to write. So I wanted to write small business writing, B2B content. I had to find guest posting sites that were in that freelance, that niche, that blogging niche. And Tweak Your Biz is one of them. And they do have a contributor option so that you can publish content on their blog for free. This is not a paid submission. It's a free submission. And those are a lot easier to get than to do the paid, because that's, again, like a freelance writing job, and you have to prove to them and do a good pitch and do all these strategies just to get a paid freelance or guest post that is like a one-off submission. So instead, use your time wisely and get your writing out there on the internet as much as you can. If you can land 5 guest posts in 2 months, your writing is dispersed all over the internet. And you did that, you spent that time, and you will get eyes to those posts because you're on guest sites that have a bigger audience than your site. And, they might look at this and be like, look, this is a great writer. Who wrote this? I wrote this post on how to drive leads with an effective content marketing strategy. This is the exact type of writing I do for my clients. I wrote a post here, an overview. So it's not a deep level type of post that I would give my clients, but it's an overview of a strategy. I have a great author bio, and this is where you can shine. Share those links, tell them who you are, give them as much information as you can. So I do provide a link to my writer website. I do tell them exactly who I work with. I work closely with B2B and B2C companies. And I do provide my Twitter profile as well as these links that Tweak Your Biz is promoting for me. At that time when I started, I had a Google Plus profile, right? So that's why you want to guest post for free, so that you can get your writing faster up on the internet and you can have that author bio to promote your business. All right, so here's a comment. I'd like to get into B2B writing. Yep, the B2C writing space is overcrowded. Okay, and when you try to negotiate as a great writer, the client says he or she has received so many applications with lower rates than what I quote. So you end up losing that opportunity or setting for a low rate. I was in the B2C writing niche as a beginner writer, and that's a great niche to have as a beginner writer, right? It is lower paying. But I bet you there are some brands out there that will pay top dollar. You have to look at the type of client you're attracting and you're seeking, right? Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Glad you're here. For guest posting, can you post those posts on your own website as well? Do you have to get permission to use things that you've written for clients on your writer profile? The guest posts that you promote on these guest posting sites, you cannot republish them on your website. But you can link to them. So you can grab the link up here and then place that in your blog post. And, when I was early in my freelance writing career, I think I wrote where I've been writing. I had a blog post of where I was writing. So here, where I'm writing, 10 months as a freelance writer. This is an old blog post. But I would gather those links and I would place them here and promote that. So, like Blogging Wizard was a client. So I put all the posts that I wrote, and then my other gigs that I had. But this could be your guest posting. It doesn't have to be the clients that you had, but you can put where I'm writing and then mention all the guest posts that you had. That's fine. You can do that, but you can't republish those words that you gave another blogger. You can't put them on your site. The only exception is big brands like Huffington Post. I believe you can syndicate your content. You can give them an old blog post of yours and publish it on Huffington Post. But I personally wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Oh, awesome. Great. I'm glad you found the answer there. Hi, how can I detect scammers in ProBlogger? I have a blog post on the red flags. So I'm going to put that in the comments so you can take a look at some other ways you can find potential hazardous jobs. So let's go through this and see. Okay. So, if you see a freelance writing job board on ProBlogger that are wanting free samples, I would be very lenient to give away your free writing. The only exception to that is if you had, if the sample was 300 words or less, maybe 500, but that would be pushing it. I would try to say, you know what, I can give you a quick 300 word sample to see if this is the writing that you enjoy and that you want on your site. That is okay. All right. But I would never give them a sample that was over 500 words for free. Okay. If a job ad is asking that. A lot of freelance writing jobs want you to write like Neil Patel. Now, as a fact, Neil Patel hires writers and trains them how to write like him. They will ask for that type of writing, but then pay you a low quality rate. You know, Neil Patel writing is thousands of dollars for writing because they're writing thousands of words. All right. So, for example, you know, on my other blog, I've been writing massive blog posts, and I can guarantee you that if I wrote these for my clients, like this would be a perfect blog post for a client. It's, I think, 8,000 words or something, or 7,000 words. I mean, I would be getting like $1,000 or more for this type of writing. So it's a big blog post, and you can market yourself as this type of writer and get paid good top dollar if you can show proof. You know, this is proof that I can write this type of content because it's on my site, right? So, and it's long form content. I provide examples, and I do provide this type in the 3,000 to 4,000 word rate for clients, this type of blog post. So Blogging Wizard likes that type of content. So for me, a comparable blog post that is long form like that is, what is this? Makes it so hard. Adam has a new theme, so let me just go to my name here. Okay, so like this one right here, 60 blog post ideas. I believe this is like a 4,000 word blog post, right? And he paid me top dollar for this. So, and he even had someone create an infographic for it, and it has tons of shares on it. So this is a converting blog post for him. And I wrote this, and I show examples for every single point. I mean, this is the type of writing that I tell my core students how to write in Write to 1K. So, but anyways, I'm going off tangent here. So freelance writing job boards, and then having that presence by guest posting. Guest posting, get out there as fast as you can, are the quick ways to find a freelance writing job. Here's a comment. For the time being, and to start with freelance writing, will it be okay if I initially concentrate on CV and other cover letters? Sorry, excuse me. Do you mean you want to write CV and cover letters for your clients? Is that the type of writing you want to do? Okay. Here's another comment. I actually read the post about how to detect scammers, on your blog, and it has helped me filter my pitch list on ProBlogger, especially those asking for Neil Patel or backlinko type of content. I mean, every writer is unique, right? Format may vary, but the uniqueness and value is ultimately what the audience is looking for. Yes. I've had lots of success with freelance writing jobs on freelance writing job boards. Like, I've had success with that. So it's that process of filtering and looking at the requirements. Again, I wouldn't spend your time and put all your eggs in that basket. Pitch to those jobs and then see what comes from that. If the reply looks like a scam, looks like they want free writing, pays very little, don't even respond. Go to the next one, because you've already pitched 10 to 20 other times, and maybe you got 5 other responses. Focus on the ones that will bring you money. Focus on the ones that are good quality writing clients. Hey, Lauren, for a beginning writer, what's the guest post that's guest posting? Do you need to make sure and stay with your niche? No, you don't. As a beginner, you can have multi niches. I mean, when I first started, I had I had several different types of guest posts. I had one in the parenting niche. So This was the first guest post that I ever landed, and it was about giving your toddler having a healthy gut for your toddler. And this was purely like health related and parenting. So I niched myself as a health writer, a parenting writer, and like educational stuff. So I had this as a guest post. But then when I started getting interested in digital marketing, then I landed guest posts in that niche. So I think social media today was the one that I had. Yeah, social media today. I have one guest post on that site, but it aligned myself to that niche right here. So the top 3 mistakes millennials are making on social media. I wrote that specifically to target that new niche that I was interested in. So I had that one, but I also had, was it Brazen Career? I had one like in like the business. I can't find it. Brazen has changed their site. Let me see if I can find Brazen. No, but I even on Brazen is like a career site. And so I had a guest post on that site. And so I had samples in different niches, and I was still able to land gigs. I landed gigs on all different types of writing, in virtual like VFX, for a dentist blog, for like lots of different things. And I did that for a while because I was getting paid. But then I started honing down my niche and only taking the types of writing that I really wanted to do. All right. Here's a comment. I've also written in many different niches just to fill up my portfolio, but over time I've realized my strength lies in tech, good, product reviews, and digital marketing. Good thing I had a portfolio I can fall back on. Exactly. And that's exactly what I did. I created samples in those niches. I found out what I liked. I had to go and create those types of samples. And then over time, I took those samples away on my portfolio and only focused on what I wanted to get paid for. So it's a process. It's a process finding that right niche and finding what you enjoy writing. It's like that you have to marriage the niches that make money with the passion that you enjoy writing about. Like you have to marry those two together and find that right topic for you. All right, so we checked off job boards. We checked off your writer website, guest posting. Those are my top 3 ways that I've used to find gigs. All right, and those are, I think, the best strategies. Now, there are other strategies that I don't normally use, like cold pitching, but one that also works is warm pitching. And I do a little bit of that, and that requires a lot of social media marketing, basically. So like, do you have a Twitter account? Go and set up a Twitter profile and start engaging with those brands, those bloggers, those businesses. You can follow them easily. And then you can start that warm pitching process of getting to know that brand, having them get to know you, sharing their content, doing things like that is important. So you know what? I just wrote a blog post about this whole topic of networking. In the bigger umbrella of this is networking. And then under that umbrella is warm pitching. All right, so that's like my last strategy that I use and that worked really well. Okay, so if you can incorporate all of those, then you can definitely find a gig that's for you. All right, everyone. Okay, instead of choosing an industry as my niche, can long form content be a niche? Do you think it's profitable? Long form content is a good profitable niche, but I would suggest finding that topic in the long form content because you can't just generalize yourself that way. So find something like you could be the health writer that writes long form content, or you can be the tech writer that does that, or the pet writer, or the digital marketing writer. Find that niche. You do have to sort of niche down. But what you can do is once you find those gigs, you can offer, say, you know what? I'm adept at writing long form content. Here's a link to a recent sample that's over 4,000 words. I feel I can write whatever their niche is as a long form post. What do you think? Like give that option to your client if you landed that gig, and then that can open the door to that type of niche and see if it works. If you can convince a client that you can do long form writing in a completely different topic, then try marketing that on your writer website. That's a suggestion, but you have to try it out first and see what works. All right. So there you go, everyone. I hope you had a great little day, and I'm glad you guys joined me. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to go have some lunch and then do some work and then pick up my twins from school. How exciting. All right. Take care, everyone.